need to realize, like, y'all guys aren't just part of a cheer team. Y'all are part of a very elite cheer team. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to bring this back. And what I'm seeing, day 2, y'all got it, okay? Y'all got it. I see a bunch of athletes. I see flyers. I see people that are strong. And I see y'all working together, okay? So that being said, guys, good job on that, because y'all are definitely getting by the struggle, which is what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so I am from this area. I'm from a place called Lockhart. If y'all like barbecue, head over there. That's where Terry Blacks is originated from. I actually grew up with the guys' kids. All right, you're on Kreitz, Smitty's. You know, if you want to bulk up a little bit, get some protein, go to Lockhart. Came here in 2001. So like I said, started powerlifting. I have a twin brother actually that just graduated from Texas State this past spring. He was a veteran for the Air Force. So with that being said, guys, what y'all are doing now is struggling. Right, y'all going through the practices, y'all about to start school, y'all veterans, this is where y'all start becoming leaders. The ones that are maybe freshmen last year, this is the first year on Texas State team, now it's your time to become a leader. Those that are coming in, first year or freshmen, have that student mentality, have that mindset you're gonna learn, because you might have been a leader at the high school, but you're starting all over now. Listen to your coaches. All right, so the thing about when you come here to school, there's a quote by Aristotle that said, you are what you repeatedly do. And for you guys to be here, you need to understand, y'all are the elite. Only 10% of the nation goes to college. Less percentage than that graduates with a degree. Less than that goes and gets their master's and so on. So within that 10% that are here now, y'all are a smaller part of that are not only student athletes, but you're here cheering. So like I said, what I'm talking about today is struggle. What I mean with struggle and what I just said about Aristotle, you are what you repeatedly do, that will become your identity. Which means if you're going to go half speed on something, you're always going to go half speed. If you're going to wing or do an overnight study session before a test here in college, you're always going to do that. You're always going to look for the way out. You're always going to look for the easy road. Right? Because if I want to study overnight for a test, what does that tell me? All I'm doing is retaining something for tomorrow. I'm not learning anything. When you have your friends that want to go out, that want to go party or whatnot, hey, it's always fine to do that, but you need to let them know this is who you are. They're not out here practicing. This whole weekend, people have been moving in, and they've been going with their families out there to go eat, because I went out and tried to go out here last night to eat, and I had to go to like 3 different restaurants because the waits were too long. And y'all guys are here on Sunday morning working out, getting ready for the season. And y'all are in day 2. I actually had to ask Ryan, how many days y'all been doing this for? Yeah, it's 2 days. You already have so much down of what you're supposed to do. I can see in y'all's eyes when he gets on to y'all, when Minnie gets on to y'all, I can see disappointment. Now, there's a saying that says, the struggle will help build character. But after a while, it exposes it. Do y'all kind of know what I'm saying there? Okay? Because when I see, from what I was told, 68 athletes I have here, I have 68 different backgrounds, 68 different stories, 68 different things of where people are coming from. There's people, when you leave here, this might be y'all's the best part of your day. Because that was part of my coping when I was growing up. We were super poor growing up. I was arrested multiple times. I was arrested 3 times by the time I was in 8th grade. Assault, vandalism, so on and so on. I had people in my life that were like, man, you're not going to mess up. But I knew being a student athlete is what kept me out of trouble. Right? My first semester, I actually didn't do any sports. Y'all guys want to know what my GPA was my first semester? You want to take a guess what my GPA was my first semester? Who said what? Say what? 0.0 what? Close. 0.86. There was no number from that point. That was my GPA my first semester. Yeah. All right. So yeah. That's not something to brag. I tell you all this because of this. I had financial aid coming in. Right. My parents at that time had moved out of the home I grew up in because my father was paralyzed, my mom became sick, and they moved into a handicap efficient home. Which means, guess what, guys? There was nowhere for me to go. And my mom said this. She said, do what you need to, son. We don't pay for your school. We can't afford it. She said, but you saw how we grew up, how you struggled growing up. So you made that decision on your own. Right? The struggle built the character, but all of a sudden I was like, oh, I don't have nobody backing me up. Right? I don't have nobody on me anymore. I don't have coaches around me. So I had to figure out what's going to help me thrive in college, because I want to be the first one in my family to graduate college. Well, I knew I was on it when I was a student athlete. I wasn't getting in trouble anymore when I was a student athlete. I was ready to recruit to do powerlifting. I decided not to do it. Went to the coach that spring, said I want to join the powerlifting team. By that summer, I was the sixth strongest guy in the country. I was still working out before that, but I kept on doing that. So what could I have done? I could have said, this exposes me, and if that struggle would have exposed who I really was, I would have quit. I would have blamed somebody, blamed my circumstance. Because there's two types of people in this world. There's going to be testimonies, there's going to be excuses. Are you going to let what happens in your life be a testimony to who you become? And then you're in a position like myself, or like your coaches back there, that will tell you, oh, it's okay, blah, blah, blah. They're not hard on you guys because it was easy for them. They know exactly what it takes to make champions. And if you can't handle that scrutiny, you're going to weed yourselves out regardless. They're not here to make friends. Life is not here to make friends for you guys. So I had to learn, this is how I cope. This is how I keep my mind on my studies and off of doing things I shouldn't be doing. I'm going to tell y'all a story. All right? Y'all guys ever heard the butterfly and the cocoon story? Okay. All right, there was a little girl, all right? She's looking at this cocoon open up, and this little butterfly is trying to get out. And it's struggling, and it's struggling, and it's struggling. Finally, it just stops moving. The little girl's like, oh, is it dying? Let me go help it get out of this cocoon. So she runs inside, and she gets some scissors. She cuts the cocoon open. Butterfly starts moving around, walks out of the cocoon, and she notices something different about this butterfly. It has a big body and little wings. But to her, I've saved this butterfly. And as she's watching it day in and day out, she's noticing one thing. The wings aren't getting bigger. The butterfly's not trying to fly. All the butterfly's doing is crawling around. For the rest of the butterfly's life, it just crawled around. The reason why a butterfly grows its wings and why it flies is because it needs to go through that struggle of getting out of the cocoon. Y'all are in a cocoon right now. Y'all are young adults. Y'all are right now working on becoming who you're going to be the rest of your life. And that little bitty opening that butterfly was trying to get out, as it starts to slowly go through that opening pushes the fluid in the body of the butterfly into the wings. And that's where the wings blossom, and that's where the butterfly flies. And so I'm going to tell y'all a little something. I'm a Zennial, right? Gen X, Millennial. I was born like a 2-year gap where I'm like in between. What are y'all, Gen Z? Right? Right? You probably hear all this stuff on social media, right? Everybody's talking mess about Gen Z, right? Same thing happened to us. Boomers didn't like us too much. All right? Forget what they say. Part of what's going on too is there is like this trend in our society where it's okay to be a victim. The butterfly was looked at as a victim when it was just trying to go through a struggle to become who it should have been. And when that person didn't realize, thought they were helping, but didn't let the process take place, that butterfly was handicapped the rest of its life. Let the struggle as a student, as an athlete, what you've grown up in your life, let that struggle to turn you into who you're going to be. And if you feel, based on what I'm saying today, this struggle is exposing something that I don't like within myself, you could fix that. You are the author of your life, and you're the dictator of your decisions. Because life will tell you, I don't care what you went through. Who had tryouts? Raise your hand if you went through tryouts this summer. All right? There were people that were cut, right? You had a few coaches that had to make a tough decision. Do you think that that was fair to those that didn't make it? Just shake your head, yes or no. Do you think it was fair to those that didn't make it? I'm seeing yes, because, yeah, it's fair. They weren't as good as the ones that are sitting in here right now. Can they come back next year? Yes or no? They sure can. Guess whose spot they're coming after? Are they coming after your spot? Yeah. You're going to have girls and boys come from high school next year. Coaches back there don't care if you're a veteran. There's a certain amount of spots in this team. Right? So what's that struggle do for you? You are what you repeatedly do. What are you doing outside of practice? What are you doing outside of school? All right, guys, so I'm going to kind of finish off with this. This right here, guys, is probably going to be some of the best times of your life. When I cheered, when I went to college, guys, it was so fun because, yeah, you have little nitpicky worries here and there, little stresses here and there. And it's nothing what adulthood is like at all. Enjoy your time. You have a support system, a family, friends, coaches, administration. Y'all know, who knows who the president of the university is right now? Raise your hand if you know who the president of the university is. Everybody. I actually talked to him, to his assistant, because he was actually going to come here if it was a little bit later. He wanted to listen to this. Do you think I knew who the president of the university was when I was in college? I never even saw the person. I know at all who that person was. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman, right? Y'all guys have an administration that wants the best out of you guys. That they're actually, y'all and them fund what y'all are doing. So take this time, guys. Remember it. Remember this experience. Always maintain friends, because you are going to see each other get married, have children. You're going to be around the next few years after college. If y'all guys don't agree on something, don't unfriend each other. Talk about it. You see a lot of that right now. A lot of that happens in my generation. People I grew up with, we might not think the same politically or about a certain subject. And I'll say, look, man, I'm unfriended. I just heard a little interaction a while ago that said, you took me off a private story. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. All right. Well, so back in my day, y'all guys ever hear of MySpace? Yes? Okay. That's old, right? We had top friends. You had like top 8 friends, top 16 friends. We kind of had those conversations. Man, why'd you take me off top 8? Oh, man. Like, you're actually looking at that? Why'd you take me off top 16? Like, oh, you have to explain yourself. Well, it's kind of time to rotate that group, right? So it's something. A lot of things are different. Some things are still the same. But y'all could take my words and take it as a grain of salt, or say, hey, there's something biblical to what he said. There's a lot of truth to that. Do whatever you want with it. Hopefully it kind of sticks a little bit. If it doesn't, that's fine. Come say hi or bye or whatnot. But hey, guys, y'all did great today. Like, I'm so impressed with what y'all guys are doing 2 days in. 2 days in. And in here, y'all have a few coaches literally watching everything y'all are doing. I'll stand right behind them. It's so impressive. The fact that it looks like Minnie and Ryan are looking forward, and yet they're catching everything out here. Right? And they're like 10 tucks, 10 this, 10 that. And the fact that y'all like, got it. Keep that attitude. Keep that attitude, because y'all don't know everything. Okay? Keep that student mentality. All right? Because I saw y'all, yes sir, yes ma'am, okay, let's do this. Keep that up. Because people are watching. People do notice. Thank y'all guys for having me. I definitely want to have, like I said, yes, a picture with you guys after this. But thanks for listening to me and giving me your time. I know y'all had a long practice. Thank y'all.